Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 29 of 30 Days of Transformation, a journey to your true self. Today, we're going to talk about manifesting your desires. And we did talk about a manifestation and raising your vibration in one of the other topics we talked about in one of the other days. And if you missed those and you'd like to go back and catch up, go over to Twin Flame Expert, my YouTube channel, and go into my playlist, and you will be able to, from there, connect with my 30 Days of Transformation playlist and get caught up if you missed all the different days that I've covered all these different topics. But today, when it comes to manifesting your desires, what I really want to bring up is a piece that is connected to it that people often miss. And so before I tell that piece, buckle up, stay tuned, follow this, because today's going to be kind of short and sweet. Still getting ready for the retreat that we're having here in Sedona. Actually, it's 2 days away, and there are still a few spots. So if it's something that you resonates and you've been following this, or you've known about the retreat or heard about it in the past, or maybe this is your first time hearing about it, check out the link in the description above or below. That whole journey of that retreat is about I guess I should say the transformation that it takes to journey to your true self and discovering and understanding what that version of you is. I talked a lot about what the true self truly means in day one of this, 30 days of transformation. So from this standpoint, if you're going to manifest your desires, think first and foremost that you're manifesting from your highest version of you, the highest self. Because what can happen is along the way, as you're evolving, you may be caught up to something that was an old, how do I say this? An old desire or something that you wanted in the past now. And it might be showing up for you now, but that doesn't mean it no longer represents you, who you're becoming. And that's where it can get super tricky and super confusing, because it can feel like there's this split and, well, I manifested that and I wanted that, and then here it is. But now here you are, somebody else. And I always say that we evolve faster than we can execute anything technically in our reality, because things are constantly moving, because all of this is energy, and you're energy, and you're always evolving and you're always changing. And the minute you stop any of that, or you get resistant to any of that, then it's when you get stuck and, prevents you from going forward in the way that you want, which will pull you out of alignment with more of your true self and more of the higher version of you. So the first thing is really get clear on the things that you desire from your highest place, which means it's going to be a stretch for you. It's not going to be comfortable. If it were comfortable, then you're not in the highest version of you. You're still kind of in this version of you creating. From the highest version of you might look and feel like it's out of reach, because technically it is from a conscious standpoint or a human standpoint, but it's already in your field. It's already in your consciousness. It's already in your design plan, potentially. And that's another piece of the manifesting is it from the higher self, or is it from a higher consciousness or the divine soul plan? Or is it an unconscious program blocking you from connecting to it? Or is it a true conscious desire that is limiting to your best self? So when you go to look at your desires, look at where they're coming from. What version of you? And then make sure to then get super clear on what it is that you do want from that place. And then from that place, begin to start visualizing yourself in that space. Begin to stepping into the manifestation of your, I should even say your embodiment of what that version of you thinks, what that version of you acts, and what you do. Because that's how you are going to actually already be in the field of it existing to show up. Now here's the kicker and the key that most people miss. They usually can put that out there what they want, and they might even take action to get what they want, but you got to take inspired action and aligned action. And those are technically two different things. And people might be taking action, but it's the energy behind your action that means everything, that could be actually separating you from what you want. So the inspired action, I'm just going to kind of give you an example what that is. It is when you get these aha moments. And when all of a sudden you didn't plan something, but you already know you're moving in a certain direction. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, like, wow, what a brilliant idea. And I have this happen a lot. And had it happen recently. So Jeremiah, my beloved, and I, we had, I'll give you an example of this. This happened while I was doing these 30 days of transformation. And I said something happened that I said was going to happen the last time I talked about manifestation. And within 2 to 3 days, this manifested. And I said, at that point, I'm not going to bring it up. Didn't really intend to bring it up now, but it's a very good example. So I'm going to share with you like this. This is really good. So really tune into this, okay? So the first thing was, he had went back and was getting some stuff and brought some stuff here. And there was this car that was like a model of a car. And it was, basically a car I had on my vision board like several years before. I had actually kind of bypassed some things, forgot about it, and all these different things. But then when he brought some stuff here, and this car was kind of sitting around, every time I walk by it, I get like this zing, and I just look at it. And I kept meaning to ask him and talk to him about it, but there was things happening every time this was happening. So finally, he started to put it up and was going to put it in the closet or put it away. And I was like, where'd that car go? And so he's like, I put it in the closet or whatever. And I said, oh no, we're like that. That is the car I also had on my vision board. And I said, we need to set that out here in order to basically like make it our vision board, because that was a goal that we both had at some point. So it went on a shelf over here and, just kind of set it and forget it. And that's another piece of this. Sometimes when you manifest, you got to set it and forget it. Because if you keep focusing on it and keep trying and keep thinking you're going to make something work, you're also separating from it, and you're creating the action that is pulling you out of alignment with the alignment of what you're actually wanting, because you wanting it so bad, or you focusing on it so much gives it an energy that you don't have it yet. So you're really creating more separation. So think about the setup and forget it. That will really help you. So we set it on a shelf and forgot it, technically. And then it was less than 30 days later, I'm scrolling through Facebook, and I've done a lot of different things on Marketplace. And so the Marketplace starts popping up ads on top of your feed. Well, they put an ad on there, and out of this, we didn't car shop for this. We didn't like even say a date or really anything. It was just a matter of one night, actually. That car caught my attention. It was on Marketplace. And with it being on Marketplace there, and I was like, I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is the car that's on, it is a little different version, but it technically looks the same. And I was like, this is the car that we had on put on the shelf. And, still not really thinking anything about it until I clicked on it and I saw how much it was. And I saw like how low mileage it was. And I saw how, like it was just like OMG. And like all of a sudden my whole body just lit up and said, like, you're going to do this. And so basically then, because what I had thought is, I don't like car payments. I don't want to get into all that technically. I haven't had a car payment in a long time. And so I thought, oh, well, even if I sold what I have now, it would pay for this, and there would be money left over, technically, if I got out of it. But then I thought, this car isn't going to sit there that long, because if it was to sit there that long, it's going to be gone, because that's how good a deal it is. So I called him in to look at it, and we were both like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, close your eyes, and like, oh, we're going to get this tomorrow. And I didn't even know how that was going to happen, really, because, I just thought, okay, well, maybe trade this in, get a good deal, like whatever. And I had been expecting some money that was supposed to come in that ended up being less than what I thought. But I didn't know that whenever I made this commitment to do this, to make up any difference for mine or whatever. And then I woke up, and this is the inspired action in it. I woke up and I was like, no, you're going to get this car and you're going to pay for it, but you're not going to sell your Jeep because there's a lot of value in it, and you're not going to trade it in because you'll lose that value. You've been wanting to do passive income and move more passive income. You're going to sign your car up on Turo and you're going to put it on the market and you do it like an Airbnb for your car. And here we are in Sedona, an amazing tourist place to do that. And I was just like, wow, that's a brilliant idea. Now, here's what I'm saying in this. I didn't come, and ever since coming to Sedona, anything we've done has not been, we're coming here to do this. It's been, it showed up. That's inspired action. When it meets certain things you have like decided on or you would like to do, and it falls into alignment and it falls into place and you see the opportunity. So it's an opportunity and you get these aha moments and you get these ideas. That's inspired action. That puts you in alignment with intentional manifestation. If you take the inspired action, that means you still have to take action. It's just a different kind of energy behind the action than you pushing, trying to get something to happen from your conscious mind. That was not consciously planned. And now get this. So we started the process of getting it ready for Turo. You're welcome. You're welcome, Heidi. I'm so glad it's helpful. So we started getting ready for Turo just before going to Hawaii on the trip. Whenever you got, I told you I took this little break on this trip. And so we got back and then we instantly said, let's go get the pictures done to finish the pictures because that was the next thing we needed. And there were steps. We had to do orientation and different things that had to take place. But let's just say this very last Saturday, we finished it and it listed on Turo. And Sunday, we had our first booking. And so our first booking is out even right now that picked up yesterday for it. And so this is what I'm saying when it comes to this inspired action that puts you in alignment with the aligned manifestation of your highest good and then aligns with the desires that coming from your highest place. So if you think about all that tracking I just said, I gave you all of that as an example that literally a manifestation of what's happened in my life, our life, since doing this lives here, that's been me showing up to really also take action from a place of, I don't make this stuff up and come here and do this. I literally make this stuff up. It comes through me as I'm doing it. Like, I didn't even know I was going to tell you that story just sitting down there. That is aligned action. Aligned with, I know I'm going to show up. I know that, I have a message. And from that place, I'm going to co-create with my higher self and guidance and just trust and allow to come through me what needs to. And that becomes better than had I sit down here for an hour or two and coordinate what I was going to tell you. I couldn't have made anything up any better than this example I just gave you for the aligned manifestation. Hello, Curtis. Count Curtis, see you soon. So anyway, that's my today's topic is about manifesting your desires, but not just your desires, your highest desires. So if you've missed some of this, go back and watch it because I talked about how to identify those highest desires a minute ago. And that the second part of that is when you move into the visualization, it also has to move past the seeing and knowing into a feeling. I did not say that, but most importantly from there, you need to get super clear on what the vision is. Okay. You need a clear and defined vision that matches the highest version of you. And then you need to take intentional action. Inspired action. Okay. Inspired action is this story I just shared with you, how this story relates to what inspired action means, meaning you take action. These some things that come to you that you had no clue, but somewhere in it, they fit in the puzzle of the bigger version of where you're headed. So that's that. And getting ready for the retreat, as I said. So if you've missed anything and everything, make sure to go back and watch this one because there was some really good information that came through it. You can catch up on the other 28 days and Twin Flame Expert on YouTube on the playlist. And if you'd like to join us here in Sedona, there's still a few spots. You could join us here at the Sedona Rejuvenation Retreat that starts this Thursday and is going to go through this Sunday. That's going to be phenomenal. And I'm super excited about it because that's what's happened with creating. It's all been inspired action of what needs to transpire. So I send you guys loads of love. Let me just see what Heidi, I'm glad that was helpful for you. And Crazy Lane, welcome. Great to see you too, dear. And if you missed any of this, please go back and watch it because I know you've been following this whole thing, and this was a good one, a good example of how to really manifest from your highest version of you, which is the point. It's not about just manifesting anything. It's manifesting what is the truest, highest version of you, because it's easy to manifest anything. It's not getting confused on what really represents your highest version. Yeah. Awesome topic. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be back tomorrow for day 30. Okay. The finale tomorrow. And I already know what the topic's going to be. I don't know what the content's going to be. Okay. But I send you guys loads of love and light and liberation, and see you guys soon. Okay. Take care.